The thing with Pretty Little Liars is it's one of those shows where it's like they tried to find a middle ground with both men and women, and it was like, well, we can get women with like the drama of the show, we can get the men by putting attractive women on there. The problem is that the show got so dumb it couldn't keep the men who just wanted to see attractive women on the show to continue watching the show, and by the time all you had left were like these weird like My Little Pony like LGBTQ stands who were like the only ones still watching it by the time they got to like season 8.
The season you're talking about that you bowed out season 4. Keep in mind, guys, that finale in season, it was the finale of season 3. I'm supposed to believe that these girls went in this building, it was burning down. They all got knocked out from the smoke of it. Allison pulled them all out because she's like 120 pounds. She pulled out all the other girls to safety in record time to save them.
She literally pulled a Clark Clint and then just like, yeah, I'm gonna save all these girls. And then they got weird because like apparently she had some kind of like illness, and then she like put on like a whole bunch of weight towards like the very end of the show too.
I remember that. Yeah, I fucking sucked. Good lord, and she got so fucking ugly. Holy shit. Well, I'm nice, guys. I'm nice. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was all that clown show. So the moral of the story is that Lucy Hale's a drunk, and she's like sober for like a year.
If you saw Lucy Hale, her acting is terrible in anything not Pretty Little Liars. I saw her in what's that movie? Fantasy Island? That horror movie? Oh my god, that movie's plot is so fucking stupid.
Well, what's the other terrible one she did? The horror movie? Yeah, Truth or Dare. That one was dumb.
God, that was so bad. What if her agent needs to be fired? If your agent's like, hey, I have you Truth or Dare in Fantasy Island, you fire that person.
Hey, maybe I'll be an alcoholic too if I was in Truth or Dare and Pretty Little Liars, and that was my entire resume as an actress. So, who knows?
Dude, her sex scene in Pretty Little Liars was pretty good. She was riding pretty good.
I don't even remember if that's the thing that happened. I cannot confirm or deny that this took place.
I'm just saying that's the only thing I remember from the movie because the plot was so goddamn bad that that's the only thing that stuck in my head was that sex scene. That's it. Good Lord. But
and like I said,
if a girl wants to recreate that with me, I'm all open. I'm a connoisseur of the sex, actually.
Yeah, whatever. Well, you still got a long ways to go to catch up with Lucy Hale's body count. I mean, that one's.
Oh God!
It's like remember when PewDiePie was beefing with Tier Series and he had that counter for like his sub account that was just going up over and over again. That's pretty much Lucy Hale's sex life in a nutshell.
Lucy Hale. Where did you see that? Did you see like on Instagram?
What?
Oh, the Lucy Hale breakdown. You said.
Oh no, like she did some show recently talking about just how bad she was and saying that, at a young age, I just decided I was just gonna sleep with a bunch of guys because that was my only worth as a woman. It's like, the same tired shtick you hear from like every other white girl in their like their 20s and 30s, and all of a sudden they realize, oh, I actually got a problem now, and then it's like, okay, I'm sober for the time being.
From what I heard, it's because they get to explore their options and they get pick what person has the better sex with them. Because that's why
when a woman reaches that stage when she has so much sex that she has to be celibate for a couple of years. That stage in her life.
I just find it weird how girls rationalize in their brains. They'll have sex with like a lot of people, and the way I'll pick a guy is if he has a big dick and he's really good at sex. Like that's gonna be a partner you want. Like what the fuck?
So then you have to like go find a guy like in your 30s, and it's like, I hope you're okay with the fact that I've had sex with so many men that I can't pair bond anymore. Is that okay with you? And then the guy's just supposed to be like, sure? Question mark?
Remember what that white girl said? I want to go to parties and get pounded out by guys that have like 13-inch meats.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that was a joke.
No way. We're gaslighting her.
No, you're hoping that it was a joke. That's the terrorist.
No, that girl was being serious. That girl was a fucking. She literally said, "I want to go to a party and get blasted."
I mean, everything she was saying was so over the top. Like,
bro, I'm just saying, girls think like
face and blah 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 in a bathroom, and like, okay, I think this is parody. She's either the biggest whore in the world or the greatest comedic genius of our time.
Oh God! The first comment is, I love how open and honest she's on the podcast. This is so real and refreshing. Oh, my heart. I can't do it. I hate people so much. What is wrong with dudes? Oh, God. Oh,
like you would hope that they were like, because either way, whether it's a dude or a guy, it's both bad. So there's really no way of salvaging this whole thing. Like so sometimes you just gotta press the button and just implode the entire building. That's the only way to salvage it.
I love that she actually listens. She asks a question and then has the patience to wait for Lucy Hale to answer. You mean like basic conversation?
Yeah.
Why?
I love how they're not screaming at each other like my dad. It's like you may need to go to therapy, man.
Oh God, just trying. Okay, fucking hell. Do I gotta watch this girl cope and see and be like, hey, yeah, I had sex with 100 guys? And
you get the idea within the first couple of minutes. You don't have to go that deep.
I guarantee you it's gonna be like, oh, why'd you have sex with so many men? I wanted to kind of pick the best partner, and no, you didn't. You just were a fucking whore, and you just admit that. Why can't people just be honest, man? Just say you're a sex addict and you just like sex, and stop fucking lying to me. Oh, I forgot the audio's not on. God, good Lord. Fuck my pussy.
You missed a whole bunch of Degrassi, Pretty Little Liars, and what was the
literally
other show?
all the shows that you're talking about.
Well, are you saying she's a white girl? She watched Degrassi, Pretty Little Liars.
I did.
I know she did.
And Pretty Little Liars.
That is
and Pretty Little
Liars. That is so stereotypical.
And Gossip Girl.
Yes. God, it's like black people in grape drink.
For so much of my life,
Oh, there she is.
Oh God, is there really shirts that say "Call Her Dad"? Oh my
that's the name of the podcast, just in case you didn't know. The podcast is literally called "Call Her Daddy."
Wait, so why is she on this?
She's talking about the fact that she's been a drunk, sex-crazed alcoholic for most of her adult life, and even her teenage life. Yeah,
No way.
That would be a much better. That would be much
I did not
better
know
title
this.
than this. That would be a way better title. A drunk, craved white lady.
drunk, sex-craved white lady hits the wall hard.
I had no idea about her. Like, this is crazy.
I honestly genuinely thought she was just a sweet, nice person. But then again, this was years ago when I was retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, her
feel empty well within myself with validation from men. So I
feel bad for her, you guys.
This is every story from every sex addict women I've heard in my life. I wanted to fill a hole with just like massive dicks. Just so much dicks. I just couldn't stop taking dicks, honestly. Bruh. Bruh.
And then the part of this that never gets told, the course, is like you think to yourself, okay, now she's just now come to this realization at the age of like 35. You have to think to yourself, how many guys that probably could have put her in the right path did she completely like bypass over the course of this entire like 20-year odyssey of just booze and alcohol and sex.
Also, keep in mind, it's always the men's fault. It's never your fault. Yeah, you're doing that. It's always someone else's fault, and then she'll probably blame it on like the devil or something. I guarantee it's gonna happen.
It's like, how dare all of these men who I just blew without a second thought just accept my blowjob without any pushback whatsoever? Like, I can't believe they used me like this.
I will love this hole in my mouth to be filled with your fucking cum. Oh man, 100 guys later, why am I such a slut? As she looks in the mirror crying, I'm sorry, we're just pieces of shit, guys. Holy God,
that's horrible.
I was like, well, if I sleep with them, like I get this validation, and then I'm okay, and then I feel worthy for a week, and then I need to do it again, and I don't know. It was just a habit I picked up very, very early on of like, if I got the attention from men, I was okay to show up in the world.
Yep. Even I think something that's really relatable, and I bet a lot of people are going to connect with also, is like, you talked about how when you would drink, you would have this, you would become the person you thought you wanted to be. You're outgoing, you're loud, I can be sassy, I can fuck, like I can be hot, like you can.
Boy, everybody drinks.
I know people in
my describe why people drink. Good Lord. Okay. Cool.
Hey, I used to drink on weekends too. We just went to like 80s and 90s night and hung out at the bar. I mean, we
didn't start blowing dudes in the fucking bathroom, needing to fill the holes in our mouths.
My life. That are like, introverted and I'm a little anxious or I'm shy, and having a couple drinks, like, I think brings me out of my shell and I'm able, but it's like,
Sure
then
does.
there's that line where it's like, you shouldn't need
It brought you out of more out of your shell. I can guarantee that one.
Hey, Iron, you want to start using your mouth after this when you get too drunk? You know.
I already am.
but like that is a substance.
She reached the zenith of her white girl race it.
Yourself, because we're not ourselves when we're drinking.
Right.
But then sexually also, all of us are going to feel way more free having sex if we're fucked up on something.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Hold on. Are you saying that you have to literally be on something or be drunk to have fun when you're having sex? What kind of crack are we supposed to be believing?
That's someone who's had so much sex in their life they just feel nothing because they're just an empty shell of a human being now, and it's like I can't have any sexual thrill whatsoever unless I'm just blitzed out of my mind to the point where I probably won't even remember actually having sex with this person by the time I wake up in the morning.
Oh, I love women.
And this is the thing that I hate about this is that they sit here on these little podcasts and they say these things and they think that this is like normal. Like this is something that just everyone goes through. And it's like, no, it's you guys in this little bubble called LA and New York who live like this. And then everyone else looks at you like you're just completing other harlots. That's the difference.
You know the part where she said a lot of people are going to connect with this. No, that's just you. That's called projection. No, you're going to connect with that. I don't do that.
People who are in your Hollywood bubble in Los Angeles and New York might identify with this lifestyle. The overwhelming majority of everyone else in the country looks at you like you're just a drunk whore. Like I hate to bring it to you, that's what it is.
Hey, Lucy Hale, my DMs are open though. If you want to try out you need your whole thing with men. I mean, like, hey, yo,
it's too late. She's in her celibate stage. You missed out. If you had hit her up like a few years ago, you would have had a shot. But yeah,
you don't actually know, and you don't feel in tune with your fucking body.
Well, and what's sad is I know that she was dating her co-star from one of these shows, and that whole engagement fell through the cracks because she was partying and she cheated on him a lot.
Yeah,
and they went to a couple.
Wait, which one? The one on the right or the one on the left?
The actress, the dark haired.
Oh, Lucy okay,
yeah. Blonde actress too?
No, she's the podcast host. But
okay,
I don't know anything about her. I've never heard of this podcast. Call her daddy.
Call her daddy.
Yeah, they used to be on like Barstool, and then they kind of like split off and did their own thing. So this is essentially what it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they left Barstool I think like 2 or 3 years ago.
Sex with strangers is not enjoyable.
And she said that with like absolute like certainty, which means that she's had enough sex with strangers to know that it's not enjoyable.
And I'm not even going to dignify any of that with the response with what we know about the lady.
It's kind of sucked into that lifestyle.
Sucked into that lifestyle. Iron. What are these?
Yeah, no. I mean, they just choose. Okay, not sucked into it. They choose to engage in that lifestyle, man or woman, that are just out there, just fucking around. And
can you imagine just not having any feeling for somebody? I'm just gonna sleep with that person. It's sad. Like
it's sad.
It's sad overall.
It is sad, but the frustrating part is that these people are so deep in the Hollywood bubble. Even though they've come to the realization that I can't just have sex with 300 people and drink every single night and be happy, because that doesn't work. They don't come to the realization that it's this industry that I am that has caused me to believe that everything that I'm partaking is actually normal. So it's not like she's in like the realization that, in order to actually move to a healthy lifestyle and a healthy state of mind, maybe I need to remove myself from LA and New York entirely and just go on to do like something else and actually, I don't know, refresh my mind, just get the hell out of like this hellhole. And
I agree with you 100%.
But instead they try to find ways essentially to cope with, well, I still want to be in the club, I still want to be in the system, so it's like I know that I have a problem, but I'm really not running away from the problem the way that it should be, which means that in a few years I'll just go right back to having the problem again. And we wonder why women like Amanda Bynes end up the way that she is, completely wonked out of her mind. Well, guess what happened? She was raised in the system that Lucy Hale was raised in, probably got into it at the same age, and here they are now.
Well, I want to bring this up, the fact that a lot of Hollywood elites were, kind of hard on Charlie, Sheen for all his drug abuse and things like that. Look at this crazy drunk who sleeps with women and goes to the bar every night. Well, just saying.
My favorite quote from Charlie Sheen. He was asked by Barbara Walters, like, why do you pay women for sex? He's like, I don't pay women for sex. I pay them to leave.
Oh,
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that's just my experience, but and that's why like the last 2 years of, I mean, I was like celibate for a lot of it, but
Right.
but I think like feeling so comfortable in my skin and like learning to love my body in new ways, like
Oh my god, that sounds so fucking gay.
being sexual, like it's
not
still a
being
little
used as a fleshlight by random dudes for many, many years. It's like, yeah, you know, that kind of runs down your soul just a little bit.
learning how to be really present and you know, and choosing the people I want to be intimate with, and not everyone deserves to touch your body, you know.
You just now realize that? This lady's 35 at this point.
This is the other frustrating thing too, right? Because
Hollywood, it's like what society was saying, that entire community, that entire world she grew up in did not allow her to realize this is not a normal thing.
And this is the other frustrating part too, because if someone had told her this like 15 years ago before she got to this point that, hey, maybe you shouldn't just be sleeping around with everyone you can possibly lay your hands and eyes on, she would probably push back against it, right? Because she's so into the Hollywood bubble, what the bubble teaches, and they teach nothing but promiscuity and feminism and all this old nonsense that if you had told her this 15 years ago, when you probably would have been more useful for her, she wouldn't have listened to you. Like, she wouldn't have listened to you at all. Now she's coming back to you just realizing what normal people have known for many, many years now. And in her mind, because she's so deep into the bubble, it's like, oh, this is a revelation. Maybe I shouldn't just have sex with literally everyone. Maybe I should just find that one person to settle down with, so that way my sex life actually means something. It's like, yeah, I wonder who could have come up with that idea.
Oh Lord, what a woman.
No.
Sucks. And like, you can't make that decision as easily when you are fucked up.
No, I'm like, everyone can touch
Right.
my body.
You're like, let's go.
Girl, guy, all,
Let's go.
Yeah.
I just
Well, which confirms that she probably slept with a bunch of women too on the longest guy. Let's be honest here. It's not like a woman in that industry is drawing the line at other women.
I'm just saying, hey, if a girl gotta taste some lettuce or some carpet, you gotta do it, you know?
Going there with me and us unpacking the themes, not just being
pretty sure you've unpacked a lot of things in your mouth. Just saying.
Like, oh, that's interesting. Next, like,
well, I mean, that's a testament to you. You're
we're
so
getting
good
there.
at what you do, and you really create
Thank
with
you.
all of your guests.
Thank
like,
you.
you know the right questions to ask, but you do it all with like a very
Well, because it's like, it's your life.
very
Like, when people
warm.
are like, so talk to me about your fucking
Yeah.
drinking problem. You're like, okay.
So here you're a
Like,
slut.
people- right, literally. Like, who'd you fuck, whore? You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, you need to sit down with someone who knows your whore tendencies and won't call you out on it, right?
Yeah, you can only have that relatability to another whore to understand.
Exactly. It's like you need someone else who's also been run through drunk to understand where you're coming from. So that way you don't get any real convictions for the weight of your bad decisions, right? It's like, no, she gets me, so I mean, I'm fine. You know.
Remember, they have to be around people like each other to understand each other. See,
Yep. And then they surround themselves with people like them, and then they end up falling back to the same problems that they admitted to like years ago because they haven't really learned anything.
Oh Lord, jeez.
About like the craziest shit. I'm like, that's rude. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not rude for someone to be blunt.
Hey,
and be like,
hey. It may be rude, but it's also true. Now,
yeah, like
you can say it's rude, but you can't say it's false.
No. I'm saying people, anyone that does podcasts or interviews, the best interviews come from direct questions like, "Did you do this? Tell me about the situation." Not, I'll just ask this in a nice way. When people know there's weakness in the interviewer, they can just talk bullshit to you. No, you directly ask, why were you a fucked up individual who probably sucked like 300 dicks?
It's like, how come when I look you up on who dated who, there's at least 17 guys on here, and neither one of these relationships lasted a year? Like, you want to talk about that?
Okay.
No, this is great. Okay, relationships.
Your relationships, yeah.
I had many relationships.
Did you though?
I've not had a relationship really since I've been sober. I've dated, but throughout all of the, teenager to now, like my last long-term committed relationship was like 6 years ago.
Okay.
And it ended, I mean, we were not compatible with each other at all, but it ended because of my behavior and like a lack of him not really understanding and not knowing how to be there for me. Him and I are.
So it's his fault. It's his fault that you were sex craved drunk and he didn't know how to understand you. So even in this moment of revelation, you're still finding ways to cope by blaming the other guy. As he's the problem in the scenario.
This is the part where the music plays. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You literally just said out of your mouth like 20 seconds ago that you literally couldn't have not been in a single healthy relationship since you've been sober. But this is the world that these people like live in. It's like it's always somebody else's fault. So it's like you're not really even taking accountability for your own actions.
Yeah. It's nice to it's the best feeling to like reconnect with people in a different place in your life. And I'm finding that's happening a lot to me lately. Like people I've had embarrassing or shameful experiences with, like I've run into them on the street. There was someone I ran into in Vancouver on the street, and it was something happened, and I didn't really remember what had happened. It was a night, and I'd
Probably
always
slept with
wanted to apologize. And I randomly ran into him in Vancouver, and not only did I get to apologize, he was like, Lucy, nothing happened. So I had like so in my life, I've like built these things up.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Stop. My brain is going to fry. She just said she didn't remember what happened.
Okay. Yeah, but she knew something had happened to the point where she needed to apologize for, which tells her that she was in such a state where she was literally with guys in multiple let's say instances here, and she had no concept of what actually did or didn't happen during those nights. So that's how completely off the reservation she was.
In my head. I say all of that because it's just interesting. The universe is like, we're going to give you an opportunity to hold yourself accountable and apologize. And it's like the best thing to be clear-eyed and feeling good and to get to reconnect with people.
When you were in these type of relationships, did a lot of your partners also drink heavily, or were you hiding it?
So my very first boyfriend ever that I had for 3.5 years when I was a teenager, I remember him telling me I had a drinking problem. Okay. My boyfriend after that, and he
pause. So what she just admitted to is that she was told no less than 16 years ago that she had a drinking problem then, and it took her another 15 years for her to finally accept the fact that she had a drinking problem.
Okay, here's the thing.
Dude, women are so fucking
people
stupid.
With dependency issues, that can't take that long. You know that you do know you have the problem. Accepting you have the problem takes a long time. I'm just speaking from my own personal experience and experiences I know with other people that have dealt with it. So
people smoke crack, and you shouldn't do that.
To be fair, Lucy Hale looks like a cocaine type of person, not a crack type of person. Let's be fair to her.
Well, yeah, same here. I'm actually a massive Coke fan.
Yes. Some would say it's a problem.
Hey, it took me more than just a few years. Like, maybe an 8 ball a day isn't the best thing for me. Mm-hmm. I knew it wasn't. God damn it. As you like, I deserve it. It's fine. So
I have to play this really quick.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could way.
Just saying.
Drinker. Mm-hmm. My next boyfriend after that.
Fuck, now I want to bump.
Was like, this is worrisome. I'm like, I'm breaking up with you. Bye. Me, problems? You're the problem.
Remember, she broke up with the guy she just said because he told her she had a drinking problem. Not because he was a bad guy. She didn't say that.
So now she has had 2 boyfriends bring up her drinking problem to her.
She didn't say they were bad guys. She just said, they told me I had a problem. So I get the fuck out. What a compatible person.
Yeah, I mean, that's typical, like amongst alcoholics and drug addicts. Okay. When people confront them that they have a problem, they fucking shut them out of their lives. I've done it, and I've dealt with it on the opposite end where I've tried to confront people I care about with these problems.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, okay, I acknowledge that I'm a complete piece of shit with a fucking problem. No, fuck you. It's your problem. And I'm just going to like block your number from here on.
But at least you have the perspective now of like understanding when you finally accepted your problem, why everyone around you just want to smack you in the back of the head. It's like, we've been trying to tell you for all this time. Like,
exactly.
Oh God.
Bye, babe.
Cut to
she's laughing through the pain. She's laughing through the pain right now. That's what's happening.
I'm saying hello,
she's looking back. She's looking back at the two boyfriends who told her that she had a problem back then and realizing those are probably the two guys she should have ended up with. And now so much time has passed. Any chance of that happening is completely like out the window now. And she has to accept that she's the one that blew both of those opportunities.
You were right. My boyfriend after that, God, it was the most passionate relationship of my life and the most toxic. He was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. I learned habits.
So were you.
Yeah.
So were you.
Yeah, she's trying to put it all on the guy, but she was the exact same.
No, we were drug addicts. We were alcohol. It wasn't just him. Trying to throw all the he was just so toxic. But we were so passionate because we had the most amazing sex when we were hopped up on Molly Coke and
they were passionate about doing meth lines with each other. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He had the best Coke, I swear.
But there's also a lot of love there. That was also
was it though?
In my life.
Was it though?
Can you share some of those habits?
Day drinking a bottle of wine before bed every night. He at that point I had never done a drug, and that was like when I was like, oh, I kind of like how that feels. Yeah, it was a lot of just self-neglect, and it was like the day drinking thing. That was when I was like, oh, you can drink the day after? I never really thought about that. But also,
if you just drink continuously, you'll just always get a buzz. Did you ever think about it? It's like, I think I just cracked the code.
I'm just trying to keep it together. My brain's about to just like actually.
This is how you end up like Lemmy from Motorhead, where it's like his blood was so tainted by booze and drugs. If he had gotten like a clean blood transfusion, he would have died.
Relationships are the most exciting, like the most passionate. Like, whoa. Like this person, I think I'm like, if I were ever to be in a room with him now, it's still one of those people where I would be so, I'm equal parts terrified of him and deeply attracted to him.
So crazy. I had one of those where it was like he was definitely into drugs, and there's like a thrill element of like the instability, like this person does not have their shit together, and it's like every day is fucking different, and it's this like exciting rush, and it's also what you don't realize is it's like uncomfortable fear that like you are thinking is like attraction, but you're also
what the fuck?
So put this into perspective for you guys, listen, especially you men who are like, oh man, I just can't get a good girl. Why is she not interested in me? These two women are literally telling you the type of men that they were attracted to, that they're still interested to this day. I mean, they're still basically like fantasizing with being with these men who they agree are dirtbags. This is the reason why they didn't want to date you. So if you're still under this guise that, hey, maybe I was the problem, it wasn't you, buddy. You were just chasing the wrong girl.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like these women literally just said verbatim, hey, if I saw this guy again, I would probably, be attracted to him. It's like he's the worst thing on this planet. That makes sense to anybody.
Like if I was in the same room with this guy, I'd probably relapse being next to him, but it's like there's just something about him that I just find so attractive and so thrilling. It's just like, oh my god. And then like internally you just want to like smash your head into like your desk because it's just so stupid.
God, women make no sense, dude. Fucking fuck.
So like, this is my body telling me like I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
and
it's exactly
crazy.
that. Like my nervous system the whole time I was with him was like, I did not regulate my nervous system for a full year, but I also loved that because I told you I loved chaos.
you don't have to answer this, but I'm just thinking again, because we're kind of tying things. Like when you look at your life, I think sometimes in a positive way, you can be like, oh, that helps it make more sense. But like a lot of how we are is because of our family. Like, does anyone in your family struggle with alcohol also? Okay.
Yeah, that kind of runs in the family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what's up, Adam?
Yep.
How you doing, man? Yeah, we're just watching two girls talking about being Hollywood sluts and blowing dudes. Just, the typical Hollywood stories of every week.
Drinking cocaine, the typical white girl Hollywood experience.
I mean, I think it's just helpful to say, because sometimes people feel really fucking alone, and it's like, girl, you're not alone. This isn't, also, I don't know if it helps to be like, it's not your fault. This is like a genetic thing that like,
yeah.
No, it is your fault.
No,
it is.
It's your, like, look, you can, that's a cope. Like, you can sit there and be like, well, all my dad and my mom and all these other people were alcoholics, so, it's just your genetic. It's like, no, I mean, you're responsible for your own, like, let's just say poor life decisions at the end of the day. And it's taking, like, this is kind of the problem that I have here. It's like, does this woman need help? Yes. Does she need to admit that she has a problem? Yes. But the fact that in the course of this interview, she's always finding ways to like push off the blame of her poor life decisions on like everyone else. So it's like, oh, well, it's genetic. It's like, oh, it was the guys that I was with at the time. It's like, oh, it was the environment I went. It's like, at some point you have to figure out that you're the common denominator in this story. So you can say that it's this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing. It's like, yeah. You're involved in all the whole equation here comes back to you. Yeah, so until you actually,
it's like that match scenario. If like there's a bunch of fires going off, then maybe you're the match. Actually, just saying,
So it's like, until you get to that point where you finally look into a mirror and accept the fact that you're responsible for where you are in life right now, if you're still looking to point the finger at, because what you're going to do is you're just going to point the finger at other people, be like, okay, well, it wasn't really me, or I was just involved with like the wrong people, and then you're not actually going to change. And then what's going to happen is that somehow, because you're still in the Hollywood bubble, you're going to end up finding your way back to the same group of people years later, and then you're going to be right back in the exact same situation that you are now, and it's only going to get even worse as you get older. It's not going to get any better because you don't move as quickly as you used to. Your body don't recover as quickly as it used to. It's like it's going to get worse here now than it gets later. And if you're only looking for affirmation and validation, you're not actually solving the problem. You're basically just delaying the inevitable at this point.
But it's also interesting to me that my sister doesn't struggle with alcohol, but we grew up in the same home. Obviously.
Okay. Lucy, that means that even though she had the same circumstances, pretty much like your life did, she'd have become a raging slut alcoholic. It's almost like it was your choice to do that. Just saying.
Let me ask you this: is your sister in the entertainment industry? If the answer is no, you should figure out exactly what the problem is.
Obviously, our lives are very different, but.
Oh, can't do it, man. God. Okay.
This is like fighting with the truth, and then the truth is like prime Mike Tyson. And this is essentially like what it is. Like you're trying to bob and weave from the truth. It's just right there. Oh man.
I can't. That's why I have to laugh at this stuff now. It's just retarded. But what are we even hearing?
Lady, you need a Bible. You need a Bible, and you need Christ. And, that's what you need at this point, because you're in Never Land, and I'm not talking about the place that Michael Jackson was in.
What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? It's been a long time. Hope you've been doing good, buddy. Good, but I'm just saying, Lucy, your sister has a better life, and the same circumstances apply to you. She just chose better options. Might want to talk to your sister then. Okay, go talk to your sister and be like, hey, I messed up in my life because I'm taking accountability now. I'm 35 and I'm about to hit the wall. I got no kids and I'm not married. How did you make your life good? Just ask your sister. Just do that. Be humble. I know you're probably the big celebrity in the family. Yeah. Just ask your sister why her life went better, even though you can pretty much put the common denominator of Hollywood right there. Wasn't there? Just saying.
Yeah.
Do that.
That I've spent my entire teenage to adult years in this toxic industry, being involved with these toxic people, and I'm just now coming to the realization that there seems to be a common denominator here with all of my poor life decisions in the industry that I'm currently in, and a lot of other people who are in this industry that I am are also struggling with the exact same poor life decisions. I wonder what the problem is.
It's just interesting how people latch on to something. And I think if I would have found cocaine at 16, that would have been my thing. But alcohol
was your thing.
That was my bestie for a long time.
Well, as you guys know, Lucy Hale, I watched her in Pretty Little Liars for how many seasons that show went on? 7. The show, in my opinion, dropped
too many.
Hill after like
too many.
Literally after season 4, that show just goes down a fucking hill. I saw her in what's that movie? The Island one with that gay Asian dude that no one fucking
yeah.
Fantasy Island. I saw Truth or Dare, and I was like, her acting is just not that good, honestly. She's all right, I guess. I mean,
and maybe it's because the fact that she's not sober that probably affected her performance. You know?
Remember, she said the only way she could get like aroused with anything is when she's on something. So yeah, I thought society wanted us to cover this video in like an EFAP form. I was like, okay, cool. I've watched her in a lot of things, and from her appearance in any show, she seemed like the sweet, nice girl. But it turns out,
I'll put it to you this way: compared to all the other girls who were on that show, you think just by appearance that she would be the most level-headed out of all of them. Like compared to let's be honest, all the other girls from Pretty Little Liars, they didn't end up that much better than she did. At the end of the day, like. The girl who played Hannah, she's a mess. Like she's really a mess. She looks like she's still actively in the drugs and alcohol stage. You have the one who played Emily, who she's trying to be a Kardashian essentially. I don't know how well that's working out for her. Then the Spencer, the one who played Spencer, the one that actually got married. Apparently, her husband had an infidelity problem that she's been sticking with, and she's kind of a nepo baby too, because I guess her mom ran a studio or something like that. So, there's nobody in that Pretty Little Liars cast that came out. Like, you ever just go back and watch one of these type of shows, and you just realize that quite literally everyone on that show was just a mess. Like they're not in the same way, but just everyone's just a mess.
I want people to go back, and you know how you watch those long TV shows throughout your whole life, and you go, "Man, look at a video. Where are the cast at now?" They never put them in a bad light. They always put them in the best light. I love that. Yeah.
I came to this realization watching Baywatch recently, and you go back and you watch Baywatch. That was 30-something years ago. You're like, okay, where are all these people at now? And it's like all the women that are on that show, their lives are just a complete mess. Like Pamela Anderson's a mess of a human being. Like Carmen Electra's a mess of a human being. It's several women had cocaine problems and stuff like that. You just realize every person who was on this show is just an absolute train wreck.
Well, as you guys know, if you guys want to watch more videos like this, gotta follow on Rumble with the link in the description box below. I'm MSK, Master Swag King, and I'm signing out. And before I sign out, Hollywood is a mess and garbage, and do not get involved with it.